Welcome back. I'm Brent Meredith. Being out on college campuses has become easier over the years, thanks in large part to student-led organizations and courageous, outspoken students. Middle Tennessee State University has long stood out among accepting campuses and continues that leadership with their upcoming LGBT plus college conference. Here with me tonight to share more are MT Lambda faculty sponsor and psychology professor William Langston and MT Lambda member Secretary Morgan Hundley. Welcome to you both.
Hi.
Thanks for being here. So now we've had you guys on the show before. We've covered the conference, but I think it's each of you's first time here.
It is my first time.
So tell me a little bit about yourselves and why you chose MTSU, your major, why you chose psychology. Just let's get to know each other a little bit.
All right, so my major is aerospace. I'm training to be a professional pilot.
Oh, cool.
It's a lot of fun. I love it.
What do you want to fly?
Oh, for an airline, like big jets and stuff.
Oh,
really,
fantastic.
Really fun.
What a cool job.
Thank you.
And so what brought you to MTSU?
Well, MTSU has a really good aviation program, and when I was looking at colleges, I was trying to look at cost, of course, and college environment, and to see what was the best for me. And MTSU was a really good fit, and I'm happy I came
cool.
there.
And that's the thing I didn't realize, that major was so popular.
Absolutely.
Will, how long have you been professor there?
Since 1997.
Oh, cool. And how did you get into psychology? Was that just
I liked the Bob Newhart show.
What a great answer.
So
I used to love that show.
I wrote it down as a major, and then I got stuck.
Totally unrelated. How did you think about the ending of Newhart when he was back?
I didn't like that.
Oh, you didn't like the throwback to that? Anyway, well, enough about that. So for anyone watching tonight not familiar with Lambda and what it does on campuses, can you give us a quick overview?
All right. So MT Lambda is MTSU LGBT plus group, and we basically do two things. We educate students on campus about LGBT issues, so if they don't know about something, they can come to us and say, hey, this is this. And also, we provide a safe space for students that are already there.
Okay.
So if someone is in the community and they're looking for somewhere to be themselves, Lambda is there for them, and that's what we do.
Now, you guys are also the oldest and one of the first, I believe the first chapter in Tennessee. Is that correct, Will?
That's right.
Yeah.
1989.
1989, that you read my mind. And in that time, sort of, how have you seen sort of the acceptance of being out and on college campuses change or morph over time? I mean, that may be a two-part question for each of you to answer a little bit, so
Definitely.
I'll let you start first.
MTSU has improved greatly since I've been there, since 1997. I wasn't there in 1989. I was in college myself.
So how, when you say improved, is it that you're just able to be out and sort of be yourself more?
It's a lot easier to be yourself, and there are more resources. The university has become more aware of the needs of LGBT plus students over time.
Cool. Now Morgan, what's it like actually being out on a college campus now? I mean, as Will was saying, we were sort of in school in the different time period, and it wasn't that there were these groups, but it was sort of more difficult to be out in class. What do you find that it's like now?
Well, I think now it's actually a really good time to be out. There's a lot of changes happening. There's a lot of culture shift happening. People are getting more accepting of differences in LGBT people. And honestly, it's been easier for me. I feel like I've had a few hiccups and bumps, but overall, it's been a really smooth ride. I can't complain. I've really enjoyed it.
And that's great. I mean, I'm really happy to hear that, because part of my follow-up question was, have there ever been any negative issues or negative problems or things that have come up? Have you experienced anything at all that kind of threw you for a loop?
Oh, absolutely. Sometimes. I am trans. I am a transgender woman, and a lot of the times I'll meet people who don't know what that is or don't know how to address me, and sometimes it just takes, letting them know who I am and where I came from and how I identify. And usually when you talk to people, they get a lot better.
I was going to say, if you tell them and explain to them that's basically education while you guys are here, then that helps them understand.
Education is really the key. It helps a lot.
Now let's switch gears a little bit and talk actually about the conference coming up. That's April 7th through 9th, and I believe this is the third year for the conference.
This is year 3.
So what are the origins of the conference? What conversations were had 3+ years ago to make this happen?
It's a student success conference. So if you were recently, Tennessee changed the funding formula for higher ed, that it's retention and graduation rates. And so in the past, you could focus on the bulk of the students, and that was good enough to get 50% through. But now if you want 80 or 90%, you have to identify student populations that face challenges and work with them. And LGBT plus students historically face a lot of obstacles to success.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so now what sort of purpose then do you see that the conference serves, aside from being able to spend those dollars that way? What's sort of the outcome or the goal, if you will?
The goal was to say, no matter where you go to school in Tennessee, everyone should have the same access and opportunity. And there are schools in Tennessee like UT that are ahead of the curve. They have a center. They've been thinking about this for a while. They have a lot of good programming, and they have a lot of information to share. And then there are schools, maybe one of the community colleges out in the corner of the state, they don't really have any resources. And if we get everybody together, we don't have money, but we have ideas, and you can put them together.
Fascinating. Now, you said ideas, which makes me think of themes, which this year's theme is about identities.
It is.
And explain to me a little bit about how that works, or how you came up with that.
Well, it's a two-parter. In the world, if you remember Prop 8 in California, there was a immediate backlash that it was black people's fault that Prop 8 passed. And there was a lot of LGBT plus African American tension over that. And then within LGBT, there's a lot of negativity. There are people who are gay who say, why are trans people part of our movement? And the idea behind the conference was to recognize that we all have multiple identities, and this segregating ourselves into, I'm worried about race or I'm worried about gender, is actually taking us backwards.
Yeah,
It's not
and
beneficial.
we've only got about a minute left. I know it goes
Okay.
by so quickly,
Yep.
and I wanted to make sure we got this in there. Sort of what's the best way to sort of get connected or learn about the conference, and do you have to be a student to participate?
Not at all. The conference is open to anyone in the community if you want to come. That's college students. That's anyone who works in the workforce who's interested in just coming. Please come. If you can come and spend some time with us, I think you really enjoy it.
Is there any fee to attend, or you just do you need to register? Or is there a website you need to go to, or?
If you go to mtsu.edu and then /MT Lambda,
Okay.
that will have a link on the left side that you can find all the conference stuff.
Well, fantastic, guys. Thank you so much for coming. I wish you the best of luck with the conference, and I'd love to have you back to hear how it went this year.
Definitely.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much. And that's all the time we have this evening. Until next time, follow us on social for real-time updates, or watch us anytime online at outandabouttoday.com. Good night.